At 9:15 p.m., we set off for another tour of Arles. We begin our tour at our apartment at 39 Rue de la Reine, right at the foot of the mighty Roman amphitheater, the Arena. This structure, built in 90 AD, is living testimony to Arles' power as the Little Rome of Gaul. Luckily, the sunset only begins at this time. The cafes and restaurants begin to turn on their lights, and the city takes on a different mood. We walk around the huge arches, feeling the wind blowing through the limestone. Van Gogh himself used to attend the bullfights here, and in his painting, The Arena in Arles, he immortalizes not the fight, but the colorful, bustling crowd. We leave the hustle and bustle of the square and head south toward the theater as the architectural landscape changes from circular to straight classical lines.
We leave the hustle and bustle of the square and head south towards the theater as the architectural landscape changes from circular to straight and classical lines. We have arrived at the Roman theater. In contrast to the Arena, which has survived almost intact, only two single columns remain here, known as the Maidens of Arles, les deux veuves. We stand in front of what was once the cultural center of the city, a place that could accommodate 10,000 spectators. The silence here today stands in stark contrast to the hustle and bustle that was here during the time of Emperor Augustus. Van Gogh appreciated the special light that falls on these ruins, a light that made him write to his brother Theo about the yellow and blue of Provence. One of the things that was important to us on the trip was the commemoration of Or Mizrahi, who fell with his fellow balloonists while performing his duties on 7 October 2023. Or was a childhood friend of our son, and on each of our trips we tried to leave a memory. We left the commemorative sticker on the notice board of the ancient theater. For years, the ancient Roman theater on Rue de la Calade, Théâtre Antique, built in the 1st century AD, served mainly as a convenient source of building materials. Today, not much of the original structure remains, except for two impressive columns. Open-air performances are still held here from time to time. We continue our journey, leaving the majestic atmosphere of the old theater and stepping into the magic of Rue de la Calade. As we cross the street on our way to Rue Pret de l'Or, we pass through the heart of intellectual Arles. To our left and right are modern art galleries such as Galerie H. Arles, housed in an 18th century mansion and showcasing contemporary photography of international standing. The cobblestones here quickly lead us to the hotel and restaurant Le Calendal, illuminated by the play of light and shadow on the yellow walls. This is a gem housed in a historic 17th century building, combining a hotel, spa, and restaurant with an enchanting garden. The on-site restaurant, Le Comptoir du Calendal, is the perfect place for us to stop for a short while. We can sit in the peaceful gardens surrounded by Mediterranean vegetation and enjoy the famous Provençal light that Van Gogh so admired. The cuisine here offers dishes based on local and fresh ingredients in the spirit of the Garden Café. In addition, the place offers a unique spa experience inspired by the city's Roman baths, which reconnect us with the ancient history of Arles.
We walk along Rue Pret de l'Or, and as we approach number 28, the atmosphere becomes more relaxed and inviting. Here is the restaurant La Pergola, where we chose to eat
thanks to its romantic and warm atmosphere, especially in the evening when the lighting gives the old stone walls a golden hue. La Pergola's menu offers dishes based on local cuisine, such as fresh salmon salad and well-cooked cuts of meat. We really enjoyed the friendly service and the cleanliness of the place. The combination of the central location and the relative tranquility that the restaurant offers makes it a perfect stopping point before we continue our way up the street towards the next points of interest on our route. As we walk, the smells of local cuisine begin to overwhelm us. When we reach number 25 Rue Pret de l'Or, the noise changes to flamenco music. Here, in the heart of the old quarter, we encounter the gypsy culture. The sounds of guitars and flamenco are a living tradition that dances the ancient stone walls. We say goodbye to the flamenco rhythm and continue up the street for a few seconds. The alley becomes quieter as we approach the junction with Rue Vauban, an area where the old city begins to open up a little more towards the fortifications. Continue up the street for a few seconds until the alley connects with Rue Vauban. The street is named after the Marquis de Vauban, the famous military engineer of Louis XIV, and here you can feel the proximity to the ancient city walls. Rue Vauban has undergone a meticulous conservation and renovation process in recent years. The aim was to expose and strengthen the ancient defensive walls, ramparts, underneath, while maintaining the authentic appearance. As we walk, we notice the striking contrast between the historic stones and the modern restoration work that has made this area more accessible and pleasant to walk. At the end of the street, we come across the Église Saint-Blaise, a modest but impressive church that serves as a reminder of the historical depth of the district. Built on the foundations of an ancient monastery from the 6th century, this church is an architectural gem that has survived many upheavals, including heavy bombing during World War II. Today, it is no longer used for daily prayer, but has become a vibrant cultural space that hosts concerts and prestigious photography exhibitions as part of the Les Rencontres d'Arles festival. We arrive at Place Saint-Blaise. This square is a corner of tranquility. As we stand in the center of the quiet square, we notice an ancient arch that blends in almost surreally with the later buildings. This arch is the remains of a monumental Roman structure that once stood here, evidence that Arles was built layer upon layer. Opposite the arch, we come across one of the oldest and most mysterious architectural gems in Arles, the Chapelle Saint-Jean des Mousquetaires. This small and impressive building, built in the early Romanesque style in the 11th century, is all that remains of the Abbey of Saint-Césaire, a magnificent nunnery founded here in the 6th century by Bishop Césaire of Arles. Today, the place is sometimes used as a unique exhibition space for photography and contemporary art, where the ancient walls serve as a backdrop for modern works, creating a mesmerizing visual contrast that is so characteristic of Arles today. The buildings surrounding the chapel also include the remains of the Basilica of Saint Césaire, where archaeological excavations have uncovered ancient Roman and Christian sarcophagi, attesting to the spiritual importance of the place over 2,000 years. Standing before the simple, strong stone facade, we can discern the delicate carved decorations that have survived centuries of upheaval. Finally, we enter Rue du Grand Couvent. The street feels like a time tunnel. The street's name is a testament to the area's rich religious past, the Street of the Grand Convent. Here, the high walls of the ancient buildings create a kind of limestone canyon, providing us with cool and welcome shade even in the heat of Provence. The atmosphere on this street is quiet and introspective, allowing us to imagine Van Gogh walking here at night, enchanted by the contrast between the starry sky and the deep shadows cast by the walls. In his letters to his sister Wilhelmina, he described the blue velvety air of Arles at night, a feeling that still lingers among the houses here. We continue forward, and the narrow street begins to open up. The light becomes brighter, and suddenly, through the end of the alley, the massive structure of the amphitheater, the arena, appears before our eyes again. This return from the quiet alleys to the enormous Roman monument is a moment of transcendence, illustrating how Arles manages to be both an intimate city and a world center of history and art.